Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Storytime Society. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for watching. My cat is actually going insane right now. I don't know what's happened. She got like some weird little twitchies in her ear or something. She's being so crazy. Oh my god. She's being so crazy this morning. She's being a little psychopath. But anyways, it's July 4th. I have my little July 4th outfit on. No, I literally just have a comfortable outfit on that I always wear. But I have, coincidentally, red shorts and a blue sweater. So, happy 4th of July. Well, actually, this is going to be posted the day after 4th of July. So, happy belated 4th of July. I hope you guys all got the day off and had the best day ever. I'm going to, after I'm done filming, I'm out of here. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to drink some neutrals, or I don't know yet. I really want to get the Truly pack of Trulies that has the cotton candy flavor in it. And I don't remember the other flavors, but they all sound really good. And I kind of want to get that. So I'll keep you updated. But wish me luck at the beach because hopefully I don't break out into hives again the next day. Also, as always, get out your drink, whatever you're drinking. Let me know what you're drinking in the comments. I am having a hazelnut iced latte. I just got these cups on Amazon. They come with like this little glass straw, and I just feel like so cute drinking out of this. Also, a glass straw honestly like eats. Like, I really like the glass straw. Okay, so for some reason my cords are all tangled and stuck. There was something else I was going to say, but I don't really remember. But I'm so thankful for you guys. It's not Thanksgiving, but I'm so thankful for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. And obviously, like, subscribe, if you're not subscribed. Maybe like the video, share it, and leave a comment, of course, because you guys know that I'm always chatting with you in the comments. If there's a comment that I haven't responded to, then I just haven't seen it, because I respond to every single comment, because I just like talking to you guys, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't ever want to leave anyone hanging, so I always want to like take my time and respond to people because it's fun to chat with you guys. I like to I don't know, I just like how it feels like a little community that's building, and I just think it's really cute. So I think that's really about it. Yeah, slay. Let's get into story time. So hopefully, if you haven't watched, I think it's 2 episodes ago, then you're going to have to watch that, because the first the first story that I'm going to read is going to be an update from one of the stories that I read on that episode. And yeah, okay. So the title is My Little Brother 3 Male is Actually My Fiance's 25 Male Kid. Update. First, I want to thank everyone for the nice messages and comments. I was not expecting so much support. I'm still a mess, not gonna lie, but after reading the comments, I felt better, like a therapy mini session. So again, thank you all. To the update, as I was afraid, I was indeed confronted near my office this week. I knew this was coming, but thought maybe I had more time. My ex was the person to come find me. Yesterday, Wednesday, after finishing work and walking to where my car was parked, my ex was sort of lingering, waiting around. I thought about running, not gonna lie, but I guess in the moment I felt strong enough to get over it with it. Instead of having that hanging above my head, waiting to be approached again, he asked if we could talk, and I said yes. But I didn't feel like having the conversation over coffee like we were old friends. It felt ridiculous, so I told him to just talk right here. We were in the streets, but somehow it wasn't crowded. But also not completely lonely. It felt right. He basically said sorry 100 times, and that I deserved better. I agreed. He said he did love me and that he still does, but he would understand why I wouldn't want anything to do with him. He said that if I did in fact consider giving him a chance, that he would go to therapy alone or together or both, and that he would work hard to win my trust back. I told him it wasn't possible. There was too much damage. This sounds calm when I type it, but in the moment things came out louder, with louder tone and harsher words. Anyways, he did say that he is in the, or will be, it was a bit of a blur, process of getting custody, partly from my brother, and that he in fact does want to be a dad to him. He said he does not want to be together with my mom, that it was just a stupid mistake. Sure, because 4 to 5 times mistake is just a random thing. He couldn't explain why he did it in the first place. I think he doesn't even know himself. I asked if he cheated with someone else before. He said no. Not sure if to believe, but he sounded honest. I asked why he didn't come clean, and he said that after he did the deed, he always felt panicked and it hits him, that he could lose me and he didn't want to. I told him it was meant to be found out that that what was his plan, to have my brother around and ignore their relationship forever. He said he didn't think far enough and that he was basically going with the idea one day at the time type of survival. I asked him if he felt that my mom seduced him. He said it was mutual, which made me want to puke again. I asked if he has any contact with my mom since I found out. He said yes, but mostly about my brother. Didn't elaborate more, and I didn't press for more info on that. He said he told his parents the day before, or the day before that, not sure, Monday, Tuesday, about everything. The parents were not happy, but they were glad to start building now a relationship with my brother, their grandkid. Honestly, all of this felt like a punch in my stomach. I don't know why. The parents wanted to contact me, but he told them to wait till he approached me first, hence why he was here. I said if he started or thought about the custody before I found out, and he said no. But when I found out was like the push that he needed. Great, seems I helped him get his shit together. And this past week, he was arranging all of that mess. That's why he hasn't tried to see me before. He sounded and looked defeated, but the whole thing made me, besides sad, angry. I was mainly depressed before, but now I'm furious. I feel like he is still in an okay place, and he isn't paying for his actions beyond me leaving him. He will have my brother, his parents, and others, and move on with his life. While I lost everything, I hate him. We parted ways not in a happy note, and I told him to never get near me again. I was done. He asked me to see my brother still, that I was important to him, and tried to guilt trip me, and it worked, but I still think I can't. I don't know much about my mom and really hope she doesn't come find me anytime soon because I'm fuming right now and won't be able to handle it. I will be contacting my family and friends and finally doing the blasting today. I think it's about time, and after my talk with him, I got the extra push that I needed. That's crazy. The fact that he's like, I immediately after I did the deed, I got panicked and realized that I could lose you. It's actually crazy. And then to say like, oh, I didn't think that far in advance. Like, yeah, that's literally the epitome of a man. I didn't think that far in advance, because they don't think past tomorrow. Like, they're insane. They don't feel like, why is someone calling me? My my boyfriend's mom's calling me. Probably because we're supposed to be going to the beach with them, but I just can't. I can't. Like, it's truly disgusting the way that men are. That's it. Like, just the way that men are. It's disgusting. It makes me look at my boyfriend like, do I even know you? Like, who are you? Who is this person in my house? Even though he's never done anything like that to me, but I'm so sorry. Like, okay. I'm busy. I'm working. I can't answer. Okay, so the first comment says, definitely blast them to everyone, but dude, think this way. You will eventually have better. You will have a loving relationship, kids, and family, especially where their uncle isn't also... Wait, what? Especially where their uncle isn't also their brother and yours. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, fuck. Do you see the clusterfuck of complexity you avoided? Personally, if I was in your position, I would look at getting a working visa in Australia and F off for a year. Discover who you are and experience a bit of life away from this mess. Someone commented, thank you. Can I ask why Australia? I have been looking into moving out of the city, but out of the country sounds even better. Is it easy to get a visa for Australia? It's super easy. You just need to meet the criteria. Not complicated. So check online and start planning. I feel like the Australian Tourism Commission should be giving a commish. should be giving me a commish. It's far enough away and huge. You won't bump into anyone you know. Time difference makes it even better. You won't have to deal with the situation at home at all. You will meet a ton of different people, have amazing experiences, and discover who you are without an external interference. Also, your mom at the job is a Also, your job at the moment is a job, not a career. You don't have the ties that would stop most people. Once your year comes to an end, you can decide next steps. I'm texting my boyfriend because I can't answer. Sorry, I just had to do that. But that's funny. Are you sure you're not a part of the Australian Tourism Commission? Well, I'm excited to see like how she starts healing and like the journey from there and what happens. And also I really want to know like what she actually ends up blasting. Like I don't know what that means. Does that mean she's about to post it on social media and be like, guys, look, you know? Um okay, so now on to like an actual story. Am I the asshole for asking my husband's female friend to leave because I think they might be cheating? Okay, sorry. I hate when it always says the same title in the actual post. My husband, 32 male, and I, 30 female, have been married for 4 years and live in a comfortable 2-bedroom apartment. Recently, his close friends who Recently, his close friend, who I will call Emily, 32 female, lost her job and was evicted from her apartment. They've been friends since college and have always been close. When Emily found herself in this tough situation, she asked if she could stay with us for a while until she got back on her feet. I was hesitant and expressed my concerns to my husband. I value our privacy and the routines we've established as a couple. Besides, Emily has stayed with us before, and while she's polite, she tends to overstay her welcome and treat our home like a hotel. Despite my reservations, my husband insisted we let her stay, saying it was only temporary and he couldn't turn his back on his friend. I reluctantly agreed to let Emily stay with us for a week, with the understanding that she would actively look for a job and a new place to live. It's been 3 weeks now, and Emily hasn't made much progress. She spends most of her time watching TV, eating our food, and not contributing to household chores. I've noticed that my husband and Emily spend a lot of time together, laughing and talking late into the night. A few days ago, I walked in on them having a hushed conversation that immediately stopped when I entered the room. They both looked guilty, and my husband brushed it off, saying they were just reminiscing. My husband has been very defensive whenever I bring up Emily's situation, accusing me of being unsupportive and paranoid. Last night, I told Emily she needed to find somewhere else to stay by the end of the week. My husband is furious with me, accusing me of being heartless and not understanding the importance of friendship. Given their behavior and the secretive conversations, I can't help but suspect something more might be going on between them. I don't want to come off as uncaring, but I also don't want to be taken advantage of in my own home or potentially blindsided by something worse. Am I the asshole for asking Emily to leave because I suspect they might be cheating? I don't think you're the asshole for asking Emily to leave, period, whether or not you continue that sentence, because you literally told her that she could stay there for a week and she's already stayed there for 3 weeks. And although I would probably give my friend like longer than a week, because a week is not that long to find a job and find a place to live, that's like your decision. And also, that's just sketchy to be walking in on your husband having a hushed conversation and then he's not going to tell you what it's about. Like, excuse me, if I walked in on my husband having a hushed conversation and then he's like, oh, we were just reminiscing. Okay, tell me the exact words that you guys were saying to each other. Because to me, from the outside, it looks like you guys were being a little sneaky. So tell me what you were saying verbatim, back and forth. Tell me what she was saying. Tell me what you were saying. Like, you can't just be like, oh, you were just reminiscing. Okay, reminisce out loud. Reminisce, like, when I'm around. You don't need to, like, whisper about it, right? And I guarantee you that since they've been friends for so long, at some point, he definitely had a crush on her, and they probably fucked. I can almost guarantee that because he's a man. And that's literally my only reasoning and the only reason that I need. Like, that's the only proof that I need is that he's a man, because you know that a man would just stick his penis in a peanut butter jar. So I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm sure she's not ugly, because I highly doubt he would be friends with an ugly girl. Because that's also how guys are. Like, I honestly feel like when it comes to a guy and a girl friendship, from my perspective and like me being friends, I feel like even if they never like have emotional feelings or don't want to like date them, they will still hook up with them. But I feel like that only goes with the guy to the girl. Like, the guy would always hook up with the girl, but the girl is the one that would keep that boundary unless she didn't want to and she wanted to end up hooking up with him. But I think it's a lot more rare for the girl to want to hook up with the guy. But I think that no matter what, like, I genuinely think if your boyfriend has a girl best friend, I guarantee you at some point he's wanted to hook up with her. And if you guys broke up and then she was like, I want to hook up with you, he would say yeah. That's my take on it. Okay, top comments. Not the asshole. Your husband is not listening to your concerns. Why are you the one that needs to put aside your feelings? 1 week has turned into 3 and she hasn't done anything to help the situation she's in. She's not your child. She's not your responsibility. And this is going beyond friendship. It's taking advantage of. Why hasn't she moved back home to her parents? Husband sounds like the a-hole. By the way, I'd love to see these people who are calling you the a-hole to take in their significant other's friend and have them mooch off of them for 3 weeks with no end in sight because they are doing nothing to change it. Enjoy the fun, guys, then come back and see how your feelings have changed. New roommates that are not keeping up their end of the bargain aren't even close to an ideal situation. Oh yeah, and not to mention that she's not doing anything. She's eating all of their food and she's not contributing to household chores. If I were staying in someone's house, I would feel so uncomfortable that I would literally be doing everything in my power to make them not like hate me being there, especially if I was overstaying my welcome. Their house would be spotless every day because I would wake up and be cleaning their house and doing their laundry and cooking them food and like doing whatever I can to contribute and like show them how grateful I am for letting me stay, because that's a big ask. My boyfriend's cracking up to his mom out there and I really want to know what it's about. But yeah, that's just crazy. I would never ever be like that. Even if it was my mom and I was staying with her for like a month, I feel like I would want to like contribute. Okay. Next. Am I the asshole for threatening my family after they insulted my wife in front of my face? So I'm 22 male. My wife is 21 female. We've been together since childhood. We've been dating since I was 17. Problem is, she met with an accident when she was 11, and since then she couldn't walk. We are working on it, but it isn't promising at all. So we got married 8 months ago. My family and hers and our friends all joined us. My family criticized me for marrying so early and being rash. I have 2 elder brothers. They are 2 years apart, and one elder sister who's 4 years older than me. They attended my wedding, and I thought they accepted her, but a few days ago, we had a family dinner because finally my eldest sister was going to get married. Everything was going good. We joked around, drank, ate, danced, etc., etc. My wife was sleepy, so I took her upstairs and put her to sleep. She can't handle alcohol at all. I came downstairs after a while. Out of nowhere, my sister said that it's better if my wife is not present in her wedding. I thought it was a joke, so I laughed. She said she was serious. I asked her why. She simply said that she wants me to be beside her and not carry my wife around. I was like, what? She's not a burden. She's family. And I told her that. She said after that she accepts my wife, but I will end up paying too much attention to my wife instead of being with her. And it's only reasonable that a brother should always be with his sister during her wedding. I just said I will always be with her. She doesn't have to worry about my wife. That's when my brothers came in. They said that I have done enough for my wife and it's time to do something for my sister. They said I should have married another woman instead of a burden. I looked at my dad and he just gave me a sign to calm down, but my mother joined as well and told me that my siblings are right. My wife shouldn't join the wedding because I won't pay attention to my siblings' wedding and keep taking care of my wife. I finally lost my cool. After hearing all this, I went sober. I said, if my wife is not invited, then I'm not invited either. I said I'm leaving. As I was going upstairs to wake my wife up and leaving, my family stopped me. My family stopped me and said, I'm being unreasonable. I said, I'm not in the mood right now. If I hear another offensive word, I'll do something we all will regret. So I just grabbed my wife and went back home. She asked why we left. I said I got urgent work in the morning. My boss called me on short notice. She bought it, but my family keeps saying I was in the wrong for threatening them. So am I the asshole for the way that I reacted? Are you joking? They need to actually go to hell. Oh my god, that's disgusting. I didn't process the beginning. So she literally was in an accident and she couldn't walk, and this man is an angel, and you're going to focus on your wife or your wedding. What? I literally am speechless right now. I don't even know what to say about that story because that's actually just, that sounds like you needed to cut this family off a long time ago because that's disgusting. Your wife is a burden. Oh, okay. Excuse me? You're a burden in my life, just existing. Okay, some of the top comments. Not the asshole, your family sounds toxic AF. His father should have ripped OP's mother and sister a new asshole for the way that they were acting. Instead, he puts the burden of being a better person on his son. Pathetic. People who stay silent, especially those who hold some amount of social power in a group dynamic, are enabling and complicit. OP's dad could have spoken up and shifted the all against one bullying, but he didn't because he's either a coward just an ableist as the rest of them. Sorry, that was really weird. If I wanted to get... That's crazy. I mean, there's really nothing more to say other than, bye. Literally bye and never talk to them again. I mean, I hate to say that because, it's your whole family, but the fact that they all are agreeing is even crazier. They're delusional if they think that they're in the right about being terrible people. And actually, I hope that your wedding literally is so ugly and disgusting because you're so ugly and disgusting. And you don't even deserve to have a nice wedding if you're actually for real. That's not a prank, and that's not I would literally be like, where's Ashton Kutcher? Where's Ashton Kutcher? Because what are you guys saying right now? That's ridiculous. That's so sad. Because, oh, it's not her fault. What the hell? Sorry that she got in an accident and she couldn't walk since she was 11 years old. So sorry. Let me just apologize. That's truly disgusting. I don't even, I hate that a lot. They need to go to therapy. And the dad, I can't believe he would just stand there and watch. Nothing is wrong. That's just the saddest thing ever. And I just think about if it were my family, I cannot even imagine one person saying anything like that. My mom would literally, my mom's the angelest of angels in the world, so she would never even think that for a moment. It's just crazy to me. Okay. Oh, there goes me yawning again. as I ordered some like hormone balancing supplements. I don't know, because I think my hormones are out of whack. So I'm hoping maybe it will help with my tiredness too. Like my tiredness, maybe even my like anxiety and depression, it will help a little bit. I don't know. I feel like it will help a lot because I definitely think that my hormones have been out of whack for a while. Okay, wait. I want to read this, but I'm a little bit scared of the title. But we're just gonna go for it. I'm gonna maybe wait. I'm gonna maybe okay. Did my did my girlfriend just try to kill me? What do I do? Trigger warnings, manipulation, gaslighting, emotional abuse, and mental illness. So I'm posting this here because I feel like I'm going crazy. Me, 20, and my girlfriend, 21, have been together for almost a year. We have had a great relationship until this event recently. We're both in college and we had a Friendsgiving event to go to with our group. It was a potluck sort of thing. Everyone brings your own dish. I brought mac and cheese and my gluten. Oh, not me saying and my gluten free. He meant girlfriend, but I said gluten free. that's that's so embarrassing. I brought mac and cheese, and my girlfriend also made some brownies. I'm only mentioning this because it's relevant, but I am deathly allergic to walnuts. My girlfriend knows this. If she gets me food, she makes sure there's none in whatever she brings, and I usually ask again just in case as a reminder because you would be surprised what has what in it. Later at the party, I was going to go over to have one, and I asked her to make sure there were no walnuts, and she said there weren't. I went ahead and ate one. Then I began to feel a bit dizzy and nauseous. I went over to my girlfriend and mentioned that I didn't feel so well, asking again about walnuts or cashews in the brownie, and she said no. She said I was fine and just to enjoy the party. Then I realized I was starting to break out into hives and my throat was itching and realized I was having a reaction. At this point, I felt my tongue start to swell up and I could feel my airway getting smaller, which is extremely scary as it means I was going into anaphylactic shock. I asked her for my EpiPen. Usually she keeps it in her purse when we go places since I don't have a bag, but she said it was in the car and ran out to get it. I used it on myself and had to go in the hospital. It was really embarrassing because I basically killed the party for everyone, but everyone was just glad I turned out okay. This is where there's a problem. I didn't eat anything at that party except the apple cider and that brownie. I asked my girlfriend about it again and she broke down crying, saying she did put them in there as it was in the recipe, but forgot when I asked. Apparently, she remembered after I had to go to the hospital and felt really embarrassed it took so long to remember and didn't want to tell me. I feel like she's lying to me. She never buys anything or cooks with walnuts. She's said that she hates them. But then she puts them in brownies and then forgets she did after asking her twice and saying I'm going to eat them. She has known I'm deathly allergic ever since we started dating, and I just don't know how she forgot twice, especially if she literally made them 2 hours before. The problem is, if she did it on purpose, that literally makes no sense either. I don't see why she would ever do something like that, but I also don't see how it could be an accident. I'm just very confused and concerned. In all honesty, I really like her, but I'm tempted to leave after that because the whole ordeal was very scary, and I can't help but blame it on her, but I'm also scared I'm overeating and maybe it really was an accident. I'm overeating? I think he meant overreacting. But I'm also scared I'm overreacting and maybe it was really an accident. I'm just not sure. Um First of all, okay. What? If my boyfriend was deathly allergic to something, would never forget that, let alone go and buy that item at the store, let alone make a recipe with that and then tell him it wasn't in there. Also, a brownie. If you're making a brownie, the chances of it needing walnuts are 2% because it only requires a walnut when you're making walnut brownies. Why would it need a walnut? Why would it need walnuts? I've never made brownies in my 26 years of living that ever required walnuts as an ingredient, unless I was making walnut brownies, which I never have because I never would. Those are gross. I'm confused. That makes no sense. like, truly, it makes no sense. What was her goal, first of all? Was she really, like, was she wanted him to drop dead at this party? Because I think if she wanted him to drop dead, she probably would take a lot longer to go get the EpiPen than she did. So, like, or maybe she really wanted him to drop dead, and then she was like, ooh, actually, I don't want him to drop dead, once he started to go into anaphylactic shock, and then she changed her mind and was like, went to get the EpiPen. I don't know, but sorry, if you care about someone and if you're in a relationship with someone, there's no way in hell that you forget they have a deadly allergy, let alone go out of your way to use it in a recipe. So, I think the consensus is that she really was trying to kill you, honestly. Okay, but there's an update, minor update in the same post. Update, no, I don't believe she's actually trying to kill me. After reading a lot of the comments, my best guess is she doubted the severity of my allergy and put the walnuts in the brownies to prove her point in a really stupid way. I'm going to sit down and talk with her, and if this is the case, I'm going to break up with her. I called her and said I wanted to talk with her later today. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Why would you do that? That's just... Oh, sorry. I have a really deathly allergy to this. Why would they be lying about the severity? And not only that, but who cares if they are lying about the severity? Who cares? Okay. Some of the top comments. If she gets me food, she makes sure there's none in whatever she brings me. She told me I was fine and to just enjoy the party. I'm not trying to encourage jumping to conclusions, but these two quotes are literally counts against her being just simply forgetful. Real sus. And then he responded, yeah, I agree, but purposely feeding them doesn't make a lot of sense either. A lot of other commenters point out that some people think others exaggerate how allergic they are to certain foods until they see a reaction firsthand. I think I'm just going to sit down and talk with her and ask if that's what it was. If it's true, I'll have to think about whether I want to work past that or not. As someone with celiac disease and an autoimmune disorder, that can literally cause me cancer if I eat gluten, wheat, barley, rye, uninhibited. It would be a huge breach of trust for someone whom I trust to not take me seriously and put something with wheat in front of me, knowing I'll assume it's safe because of my relationship with them. I don't have these expectations of everyone, but I absolutely do for close friends, family, and my partner. To make excuses for someone to be forgetful when their obligations to you exceed random people on the street is a life-endangering choice for you. You may look at it differently than me, but I wouldn't be able to look past someone this close to me having such a lapse of judgment that I could have died. And then his comment back says, no, I agree. A lot of the comments are mentioning, how could you not possibly taste the walnuts and stuff like that? The reality is, I wasn't really paying attention because I asked her already. There were little crunchy bits in it, but I like crushed peanuts in my brownies. She knows that. And my default wasn't just going to be, oh, hey, she's lying straight to my face and giving me something that could kill me. If she was trying to prove a point, that is really effed up, and I don't know if I can get past that. Hey, first off, don't feel embarrassed about it. It wasn't in your control, and everyone definitely couldn't have been bothered by it. They were glad you were safe. To be honest, I forget sometimes my family or friends are allergic to things, and then sometimes am hyper aware they are. It definitely happens, but if you were out right asking her, I feel like how could you forget, especially if you went to the store, bought walnuts and had to cut them up or made them and put them in a brownie. Part of me wonders if she didn't make it, like it was pre-made or her mom made it or something. I don't think she was planning on killing you, but I understand this must have been scary. And he commented back, she made them homemade. That's why it's confusing. I was at her apartment writing a paper in the other room and she made them. I feel like I could understand forgetting while buying the stuff or making them, but then after I asked twice and said I was feeling sick, like how does it not click in your head, oh shit, I forgot, until I'm literally going into shock. The whole thing is just so confusing. No, I don't get how anyone can understand forgetting while buying the stuff or making them. About a walnut allergy, I would understand if it's like a flour allergy, like, or like an egg allergy and things that you use often in recipes, but walnuts of all things. I just think if you care about your partner, you're never gonna forget that they're deathly allergic to something. That's gonna be in the back of my head, and I'm gonna probably be more worried and anxious about it than that person is. Like, I'm gonna be like, oh, make sure, and they're gonna be like, it's fine, I already know, like, I can eat this. And I'm like, just double check. Like, that would be me if my boyfriend had an allergy to walnuts and he was deathly allergic. Like, if he ate them, he would literally go into anaphylactic shock and almost pass away. I don't want my boyfriend to die. So yeah, I would probably be pretty protective. I would just, it's just, there's another update. Okay, let's see. This is almost 6 hours later, he says. Thank you for updating so quickly. Okay, he said, thank you all for offering your input and support. I didn't expect that many people to respond, and the kind words really helped. After reading over the comments, I believe my girlfriend thought I was exaggerating / faking my allergy and tried testing me by purposely putting those walnuts in the brownies. Intentional or not, she almost killed me, and I was never going to be able to get that trust back. Someone who loves me would not do that to me. I called her and asked her to talk at her apartment. When I got there, we sat down and began talking about it. I asked her about what I said above, and she denied it. I started to relist off all the thing. I started to relist off all the stuff that happened and said I don't believe her. I also mentioned how she's forgetting that, planned or not, she almost killed me. She began going on this weird rant and got angrier and angrier and began calling me crazy for thinking she's even capable of doing that. I held my ground and calmly said I still don't believe her. That's when she started breaking down and sobbing. She was sitting next to me at the time and kind of threw herself into my arms. She didn't even say anything. She just sat there and sobbed. I felt bad, so I let her. I told her that I had been thinking, and while I don't believe her, it almost didn't matter because now I can never truly feel secure around her, knowing she could forget something that could literally cost me my life. That was when she began trying to initiate sex with me. I turned her down and told her I'm breaking up with her before walking out of the room and driving home. I have been in emotionally abusive relationships before. She knew what she was doing when she tried that. She never admitted to adding the walnuts in on purpose. But the way she acted when she realized I wouldn't budge almost confirmed it for me. Still, I really wish that she outright admitted it for closure, because breaking up with her effing sucks. I know it's easy to look at the story and say I'm better off, but I really was happy dating her for almost a year, and now I'm completely alone. I'm not sure why she did it or thought it would be worth proving a point, but I guess I just have to be okay with that. Either way, thank you for helping me not let it slide and really standing up for myself and not giving in to the BS. The advice was greatly appreciated. Any advice on getting over a breakup? I want to see if there's any. There's no more updates, but some of the top comments say, I have bipolar. My wife has a very specific phobia. I have never forgotten about it or tried to test her about it. My wife is disabled, and after going out with her friends for a very nice fancy dinner she knew I would hate, she comes home, had a great time, but was also pretty frustrated. The restaurant was a bit of a walk, which is hard for her. It's on the third floor of a building with no elevator, which is very hard for her. I listened and was like, oh, that sucks, but at least you had an amazing meal and had a good time with your friends. Then she dropped a lovely bomb on me that I never thought of. I really love how you always check all those things before we ever go anywhere. I had no idea I do this. I had to sit down and really think, but goddamn, I do that. Every single effing time for every single thing we do, it's just second nature at this point, as we have been together for over a decade. But even when I surprise her, we have an elevator if it's up. Even when I surprise her, we have an elevator if it's up, or our seats are always on an aisle, never up or downstairs if it can be helped. That's how you do shit when you are happy and in a loving relationship. You don't even clock that you are doing things for them, not shitty stuff like testing them. You should be being so considerate of your partner that doing so is you being on autopilot. I got so many extra husband points for other people not being me. You almost never get free bonus points. Aw. I have schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type, and I also have severe memory loss from PTSD and a head injury. I have never forgotten someone's allergy or phobia. I actually write that stuff down in a locked note in my phone to help me remember so I don't accidentally harm someone. My husband is allergic to basically everything regarding nature: trees, pollen, grass, everything. And I will remind him to take his allergy meds every morning so he doesn't fight for his life to breathe normally. I can't imagine doing something this cruel to him. Yeah, sorry, but if someone with severe memory loss and schizoaffective bipolar disorder can remember, then you can also remember. That's just, it's unspeakable. Because why would you ever? She obviously doesn't really love him that much because, and also not trying to have sex with him when he's about to break up with you and also confronting you about you almost killing him. Like, girl, get a grip. Okay. This is the last story that we're going to read because I need to go get drunk on 4th of July. Ding. I wish I could put that little, like, the little, like, star, like, ting, that goes on when people do, like, the little winky face or whatever with the smile. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. The title is, I, 28 female, am pregnant with our second baby. 28 male husband wants me to abort and divorce me. Please help. My husband and I have been married for almost 2 years. We have a 15-month-old and we plan to have this second baby. Our relationship has always been up and down, but recently when we were doing good, we talked about having a second child close in age to our first, and now I'm 10 weeks pregnant. About 2 weeks ago, we got in a major argument, which turned into him sleeping in a hotel every night and not coming home to see our son or talk to me. His mom thinks I should get an abortion, which I think has been part of his whole shift in not wanting this baby anymore, because he was really excited about it prior to her saying that. He's been so mean and avoidant, I just don't know how to get through to him. I've already had 2 abortions prior to our marriage with him, and on top of all of this, he wants a divorce or he wants me to sign a post-nup. I found out he's in Vegas right now with his buddy, and he told me he isn't wearing his wedding ring. He's been following random girls on Instagram. It's just too much. From the beginning, I've been very excited to have this baby and really didn't even consider an abortion until now that infidelity is in the question, and just coming to realize how horrible he's been. I've been praying over him in our marriage every day, and it just seems like it gets worse and worse. I'm starting to question my faith, honestly. I just don't know what to do. We've had one face-to-face conversation this entire time where we could talk about our feelings, but other than that, he continues to stonewall me, gaslight me into thinking our friends and family don't like me, gaslight me into thinking all of this is my fault, and is coercing me into an abortion and a divorce that I don't want. Please help. Okay. You should want the divorce. You should be the one wanting the divorce after this. It sounds like almost like one of those relationships where they're like, oh, a marriage will fix everything. And then like once the marriage doesn't fix everything, oh, a baby will fix everything. Because I feel like you always think like the really happy moments of life, like getting married and having kids, are going to fix your marriage or your relationship. But that stuff cannot fix a shitty person, because he just seems like he's a shitty person if he's really doing this and he's in Vegas, and like he obviously doesn't care about his kid right now, so he's probably not going to care about the second one that you have. And if you want to keep this baby, then you just need to come to terms with that, because it seems like you obviously don't want to get an abortion and you already have a child. So I mean, if you like really think that you can handle it and you don't want to get an abortion, never, ever, ever let someone coerce you into doing something like that, especially something as serious as an abortion. Because if you want the child and you get an abortion, that's going to be the biggest regret of your life, and you're going to be very, very traumatized because of that. Because you should never, ever, ever, ever make that type of decision with your own body. A baby growing in your body is your decision to what you want to do. And no one can ever tell you different. I don't care what the excuses are. It's literally no one else's choice but yours. So he should probably go, I don't know. I don't know what he should do, but just not exist probably, because he sounds like a terrible person. Okay, some of the top comments. There's nothing you can do to stop a divorce. If that's what your husband wants, you can try to fight it if you've got some time, money, and emotional stamina to do so. But why would you want to stay with someone who 1, is actively cheating and verbally abusing you. 2, abandoned you and your baby after learning of your second pregnancy. And 3, clearly has no desire to stay with you any longer. Go ahead and blame it on his mother if you want, but if he's that susceptible to her negative influence, it sounds like you don't have much of a marriage anyway. It's totally up to you to decide whether you would rather keep the baby and raise 2 children as a single mother, or abort since the bio dad is unlikely to play any role in their life other than child support payments. Continue to pray on it and talk openly about the troubles in your marriage and pregnancy to your family, friends, clergy, doctor, and anyone else whose opinion you trust and respect. It might help to talk to a professional therapist as well to help you manage your conflicted emotions during this troubled time. I wish you well, whatever you decide to do. What confuses me about this situation is that both of them wanted to have a second child. And now that she's pregnant, he doesn't want the child. Like, if you didn't want to have another child, why would you even agree to it? And not only does the husband doesn't want the child, he also wants to divorce OP. This divorce thing came out of the blue. It should have been on his mind for quite a while. I'm confused as to why he's actively trying to make a baby with someone he doesn't even want to stay with. Someone said he met someone probably. And then I bet almost anything it's because he met someone else. He did want another baby when he didn't have another woman he was interested in. Now he's gone and had some fun, and he's changed his mind because he's an asshole. And I will tell you now, open your own bank account and take half of your joint accounts, exactly half, not a penny more, to protect you and your child. To be honest, I understand that you're religious, but I don't believe God would expect you to stay in an abusive relationship like this one. Your husband has basically abandoned you. You need to decide how you would feel about abortion and make your own decision based on that, not what your husband or his mother says. He would be obligated to support the baby financially through courts, but he likely won't be a present father to any of your kids. The question is whether or not you can do this without him. Do you have a support system for you and 2 kids within your family? What about for you and 1 kid? You have a lot of decisions to make. You should probably make them soon, but praying this miserable person you married to come back to you should not be one of them. Do not sign a post-nup. Do not do anything without consulting a lawyer to protect your rights and that of your child/children. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm so like that's just so sad that she still wants to stay with him, because I wish that she would realize that she doesn't deserve that. No one deserves to be treated like that. And second of all, I totally agree. Like, I don't think that God would want you to stay in a relationship that's abusive. If anything, he's probably the one that's pushing him away from you so that you get out of the relationship, and hopefully is trying to make you realize that this is not a relationship that you want to be in. And that's when praying just doesn't work, because if it's not the best thing for you, then that's never going to be something that God would want for you. So that is just, I mean, yeah, you should take it as a sign. I just can't believe she doesn't want to divorce him after he's like, hey, yeah, I'm in Vegas and I don't have my wedding ring on, so okay, get lost. I'd be like, okay, bye. You're so disgusting. And why is he in Vegas? What's he doing in Vegas? Like, I'm with my buddy. You know he said that too. And then he's following a bunch of random girls on Instagram. Oh my god, typical. Why is it always like following random girls on Instagram that, like, what are they doing? You're gonna go, oh, I'm gonna go find these girls on Instagram and then I'm gonna go like their old pictures to show that I'm interested in them. You're literally 28 years old and married with a child. Like, delete the Instagram app, because you obviously are not responsible enough. I mean, it's so disgusting the way that guys are. Like, it's just so obvious. They're so obvious. Like, it's so not hard to be like, I don't even know. It's just so not hard to catch them in something, and they just think they're so slick. They're like, I'm gonna go follow these girls on Instagram. Like, they'll be full on married with a child, following like all these random girls on Instagram, DMing them, like, and you think your wife is not gonna find out about that? It's really as easy as going on Instagram.com on Safari and chronologically looking at who they are following. Oh, the last 10 people is girls. Honestly, it's a red flag to me. Like, I was talking to this one guy once, and I think I went to look at his following. I don't know why I didn't like him that much, but I went to look at his following, and I was genuinely icked out. Like, if you want to get the ick, just go look at a man's following. And if it's not a bunch of girls, then they're at least they're doing one thing right with their lives. But I literally went to look at his following, and I saw he probably followed like 1,000 people. Probably 999 of them were like women that he didn't know that post like provocative photos, and that's just like his whole entire Instagram, and it was just so embarrassing. And I'm like, men that like flock over women and like are womanizers, that's genuinely the biggest turn off to me. Nothing turns me off more than being like a womanizer. That's just disgusting to me. And I'm not even lying to you. Like, that genuinely bleh, barf. I would barf. That's squody. Why would you? Oh, sorry. Wait, I know I said that was the last story, but I kind of want to read this. It's really short. But it says, I had a double vagina. I had a longitudinal vaginal septum that no one diagnosed until May 2023. I had insane pelvic floor spasms and at one point needed to get catheterized. Just got the surgery a few months ago to get it removed. 80% of my vagina was blocked and the tissue septum split into two openings. Medically, it's known as a double vagina. Weird as hell. Let me know if this needs to be blah, 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 blah. I figured I would get a lot of disgusting comments and messages, but this is super unknown and more common than you would think. So I'm just spreading awareness. Don't be gross. That's crazy. That's so interesting, though. Sorry, I just really wanted to read that to you guys because I saw that on my homepage and I was like, whoa, a double vagina. I've never heard of that in my life, but I didn't realize that it was so common. Okay, but I'm going to go and enjoy my 4th of July, and I hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. That's really the biggest thing that I care about because I just like talking to you guys. I say that so many times on the episode. I'm like, please leave a comment. Please leave a comment. But anyways, love you guys, and have the best day ever.